Hey guys, this is Lydia Leavitt here for Around the Net to recap this week's top tech stories thus far. So first of all, this week, like every other week, we really can't get through the week without talking about Apple. And Apple's been in the news a lot this week. First of all, Hugh Hefner tweeted that there's going to be a brand new uncensored version of the Playboy app, which currently exists in the App Store but is pretty tame. There's no frontal nudity, and Steve Jobs has always had taken the stance of no frontal nudity, no porn, nothing like that. So Hugh Hefner saying that it could be uncensored, it makes us wonder, is it actually uncensored, or is it, a crappy censored version? If it is uncensored, could this possibly mean a new realm of porn and dirty things for the App Store? Considering Jobs has said no frontal nudity in the past, we're unsure, but time will only tell. So another hot story in the Apple realm is about the iPad 2. Apparently, an image from the beta system was released that had icons for FaceTime, a camera, and photo booth apps, which pretty much confirms that the iPad 2 will have a camera. This is definitely a yay moment for iPad lovers, but kind of a womp womp moment for, manufacturers hoping to differentiate themselves with cameras like the BlackBerry Playbook or the Samsung Galaxy Tab. Also in Apple news, CEO Steve Jobs' liver has been making headlines as he announced Monday that he will be taking his second medical leave within 2 years after a bout with pancreatic cancer. This is news because obviously we all love Steve Jobs and wish him a speedy recovery, but also because it's caused Apple stocks to dip and actually affected the company. So, the question is, can Apple really continue to do as well as it's doing without their fearless leader, Steve Jobs? So we'll see on that front. Another thing we can't get through the week talking about is Facebook. So this week, Facebook has also been in the news a lot. First of all, with the Goldman Sachs secret initiative to get people to invest in Facebook. They sent out an email about a week ago saying, quote, "We're looking for investors from a private company that is considering a transaction to raise additional capital." So when this was leaked that it was actually Facebook they were talking about, Goldman Sachs this week pulled the whole initiative, saying, listen, we're not going to let any U.S. investors put money towards Facebook because it's getting so much media attention and this could possibly violate U.S. financial laws. Goldman's been in the news in the past for violating these types of financial laws, so they're probably not wanting to take any types of risk. That and the fact that they put already $500 million of their own money towards investing in Facebook, which is just added to its $50 billion valuation. Possibly affecting this deal, aside from that, they're still releasing $1.5 billion opportunities to fund Facebook. So if you have a $2 million minimum and you live outside the United States, you too could invest in Facebook. So is it worth $2 million? Probably. Something that may affect the deal is the major security flaw this week that we've heard about from Facebook, where they've basically released mailing addresses and phone numbers for Facebook users to third-party applications. This is certainly not the first privacy fail, but it's certainly not the last, seeing as how many Facebook has really had. For today's breaking news, we've just got word that HP has rearranged its entire board after the forced resignation of its chief executive, Mark Hurd, over sexual harassment suit. Basically, he was accused of sexual harassment. The HP folks went in to investigate, and they found discrepancies in his expense reports, causing them to be like, get the hell out of here, Hurd. So after that, members of the board offered Hurd, a pretty huge, freaking ginormous severance package. The numbers are unreleased, but we can imagine how big it is. So they came under a lot of scrutiny from that. So basically, 4 of the members of the board are asked to leave, or will not be up for re-election next week, and instead HP is appointing 5 new people into the board. They'll work together for a little bit until it's time for, the end of the year, and those other guys are out of there. So in similar breaking news, Google chief Eric E. Schmidt has stepped down, appointing Larry Page, the co-founder and president of products, in his place. Basically, Schmidt will remain the executive chairman and advisor to Page, and another Google exec, Sergey Brin. But it's unsure why he's leaving. Is it because he's disheartened with Google? Is it because he wants to retire to Mexico because he's richer than God? I mean, who knows? Maybe both. Who knows if this will also really affect Google. You know, like for example with Apple, it really affected their stocks, but with Google, it's not so sure how it will affect the company. So finally, in more fun news, a Microsoft VP has bottled the scent of money to apparently make you smell and feel like $1 million. The $35 perfume is rumored to have about $500 worth of shredded bills within each bottle, and he claims that the scent is the woody aroma of newly printed money with a fusion of fresh ocean breezes and bright citrus notes are joined by rosemary, grass, and precious woods. Clearly McCarthy didn't smell what I smell when I took my $20 bills out of the ATM earlier today. And I mean, I do know that dollar bills are rumored to have all sorts of crazy stuff on them, like cocaine and BPA and all that jazz. Certainly something I wouldn't really want to spray on myself, but hey, he was inspired by the smell of money. He says that money causes confidence, and if you can have confidence and make more money by wearing the money cologne, then hey, why not? Well, that's been your tech roundup for today. This is Lydia Leavitt from ATN. We'll see you next time.